What's up, floaters? It's your last day of school. Shark Mom's here, and today I'm bringing you a video where we go over the top 5 decks that are fun, the most fun, but then also good for climbing ladder. So there are decks that are a ton of fun, but that aren't exactly good for climbing ladder. So like OTK Hunter is a good example. That deck is a lot of fun, killing people with King Crush, but the majority of the time you're going to lose, and it's not an effective way to get your rank up and hit legend with. I'm not saying you can't do it, it's just not an effective way. So that being said, if you do like this video, make sure to like the video. If you want to catch me live, I do stream on Twitch at sharkmoms_FM. The link will be in the description down below. And let's get some subscriptions going, guys. We're building this community up. It's been a lot of fun. But as always, I hope you enjoy. And let's start off with number 5. Shark Moms XIX. Alright, coming in at number 5, I have Deathrattle Demon Hunter. This is the more aggressive list of the Deathrattle Demon Hunter. There's a bunch of lists going around, but just any Deathrattle Demon Hunter deck is fun. The climbing the chains from the 3-drop summoning the 4-drops, the 2-drop summoning the 3-drops is great. And then when you get to play that Death Speaker or whatever, that card feels so good. And you're like, oh, that was a cool board you just made. How about this one? And you summon all the minions out, and this makes these huge swing turns that are super exciting, super fun. The deck plays sort of different every time. You get different hands, different play patterns that end up being good, and it's just a blast to play. And that's why it came in at number 5. All right, and then coming in at number 4, this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people who know me as a player, but Rush Warrior's only hitting 4 for me. This is a shock because I have 180 games played on Rush Warrior this season, a ridiculous amount of games. It's one of my favorite decks, but I do think that it's not the most fun. It's probably the best out of the fun decks, right? But I don't think it's the most fun. The reason I play it so much is because I am trying to hit high legend, and it's really good, but then there are decks I have more fun playing than this, but that doesn't take away from the blast you can have on ladder with it. The parade leader turns into Rockara Warmaw, like that combo is just insane. Like, oh man, there's so many interactions in this deck that as you play it more often, you get like, oh, this is so broken. Conditioning giving you huge hands, these swing turns with Troublemaker, finding lethal with Alex Straza. It is a blast to play, and also really good on ladder. So if you're struggling ladder and want to have fun, I highly recommend you play Rush Warrior. Alright, coming in at number 3, it's going to be Corrupt Priest. Priest decks are fun in general, and I kind of gave myself a rule that I wasn't going to have more than one deck of any archetype on this list. And so Priest decks are kind of clumped in as a whole, but if I had to pick one Priest deck, it would be Corrupt Priest. The summoning giant corrupt minions, the Yashiraj turns where you get all of these crazy things back into your hand while still having kind of the randomness of the renews and, you know, insights and stuff like that. This deck is a ton of fun. You can pretty much farm ladder with it. Any aggro matchup is still a free win because of your Apotheosis and Blade Master Samuro combo and stuff like that. And you can kind of control the board. It feels control-y while also kind of having a big minion aspect to it. And who doesn't love slamming down giant 8/8s and 10/10s and everything like that? That is the epitome of fun to a lot of players in Hearthstone. And so that's why Corrupt Priest comes in at number 3. Alright, coming in at number 2, this was the hardest decision I had to make, was between 2 and 1. I had the whole list typed out into this little Word document, and I had Miracle Rogue at number 1 for the longest time. I was planning to make this video for like 3 days, and I knew I wanted to do it, and I had Miracle Rogue number 1, Miracle Rogue number 1, and at the last second, well, not the last second, but the last day, I changed it to number 2. This deck is so crazy. Like, the turns you have with Field Contact feel great. They feel like the old Miracle Rogue turns back from Classic, and what's even crazier is that you can do it earlier because you don't have to wait till turn 6. With Gadget Sand, you just can do small pop-offs on turns 4, turns 5, and then later in the game, you can pop off even harder, draw your whole deck. Playing Jandis is super fun, the decision-making that comes with that card. Kazakis is a really super fun deck card to play in any deck, and so just the pieces of this deck kind of formulate together. The Wand Thief randomness, the Wand Maker randomness, you have all these super diverse lines of play that end up occurring, and it is a blast to play, but not just quite, just for me personally, not quite the most fun deck to play on ladder. So for that, it comes in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, finally, the epitome is Clown Druid. I can't stop playing it, so I had to give it number one. I put it down and I go away from it, and I got frustrated when I was trying to hit Legend with it that I couldn't hit Legend with it, but it is still a super strong deck. That's why it's able to make the list, and it is so much fun. The lists I play change from week to week. Right now I'm on the Umbral list, as you can see, I guess here. But the list changes from week to week, but no matter what you're playing, slamming clowns against aggro decks or even control decks once they've ran out of answers is the most satisfying thing you can do in Hearthstone right now. Not to mention Primordial Protector when you high roll the 7/7 Elemental is so fun. Twilight Runner is a fun card. Lake Thresher is a fun card. All these cards just come together and create a deck that, like, when you go turn 3 Guardian Animals or something like that, there's no other feeling like it. Like, you're like, I'm playing the most powerful stuff. How am I not winning every game? And sometimes, yeah, you get aggroed out. That's why it's not the best deck in the game. But it is the most fun, at least I think, to play. I keep coming back to it. I juggle. It's just too much fun, too big, too powerful, too wacky. And that's why I had to give it the number one slot. So, number one, Clown Druid. Thank you guys for watching.